Good evening. Following the gruesome killing of 31-year-old Kemisha Wright and her 4 children in Cocoa Peace, Chapelton, Clarendon yesterday, the suspect is now in police custody. 23-year-old Rashane Barrett, otherwise called Jet or Nick, was apprehended by the police in Wilson Run, Trelawney last night. The police learned that he was in the community and went to his home, where his mother was taken into custody for questioning. The community of Cocoa Peace, Clarendon, was rocked by the massacre yesterday morning of Kemisha Wright and her 4 children, Kimana Smith, a 15-year-old girl, Shamari Smith, a 10-year-old girl, Kafana Smith, 5-year-old girl, and 23-month-old baby boy, Kishon Henry. Barrett went into hiding but later turned himself over to the police on Tuesday night. Residents in Wilson Run community expressed shock to know that the young man from their community may have carried out such a cold-blooded act and have been calling on the government to use the accused man as an example if he is found guilty. In the meantime, members from our news team visited Trelawney, where Barrett was caught, to hear from his relatives. O'Shane Barnett, the older brother of Rashane Barnett, revealed that his brother admitted to not being responsible for the killings and mentioned how it has been affecting both himself and his father.
Me not get no contact
with it.
with
Okay.
him, like, you see me? When him daddy see him and him and him daddy did a reason, and daddy that tell him say him come and link daddy, and daddy I tell him if he go in. You know, so if he real him say I know him really do it. Him that tell me say him not really do it, and you see me? So daddy I said then alright, in case like how you say I know you really do it, then go on in then and go prove yourself to the police them. You see me? And a little bit after that, we did have a lawyer Virgin, and him showed him and him say him a go get a police and come pick him up. You see me? So him go get a police and come pick him up. So him did, cause me and him no contact, like no contact at all. Sometimes I'm like a brother, sometimes through him over there. Sometimes we say he see him pass through, and I can't believe say me I hear this and me I hear you. You see me? We talk. Can't believe say me I hear this. Cause I tell her, surprised, bad man. Really surprised. I feel it.
One resident explained the community is rejoicing that Barnett has been captured.
You used to eat and drink off my yard there, no?
Yeah, man.
But I don't know much about him, like out on the front, but in the area, you know, I know saying he used to there, and he used to even all the work, you know. So till I see saying he now do no work again. You know, do no farming and empty cutting there. But he still eat food, you know. I don't know how we get for him food, you know. Well, the people them feel rejoice now, you know. You know, say they get captured, you know. Well, we decided last night, we tell them before we capture him, we have one big chain over there, and I say, I'm going to lock off the school gate, gate already there. We decided we put on a big chain and put about 3 padlock on it. So we tell them last night before. So he good here, so all them thing there. And we tell them, say, no school. We not keep it at this area. If we don't get him in. Right, everybody have to come out, come get him in. So I don't know what this really come up in him, make him do this, you know. I don't know what. But something wrong, something good on there.
A St. Elizabeth teen is set to answer to charges under the Firearms Act after he was formally charged by detectives yesterday. A 16-year-old boy was arrested last Thursday when a 9mm round of ammunition was found in his school bag during security checks. He was formally charged after being interviewed with attorneys and his parents present. He will answer to the charge of illegal possession of ammunition in the St. Elizabeth Family Court on Monday, June 27. In the meantime, 4 people were shot, one fatally by a drive-by on Reddles Road in St. Andrew on Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as Shireen Pinnock, a 40-year-old woman of Reddles Road address. The other individuals shot in the incident were a 34-year-old hairdresser, a 47-year-old man and a 48-year-old man. Mello TV News understands that a group of people were sitting at a section of the road when a motor car drove up and occupants opened gunfire at them. They were rushed to hospital where Ms. Pinnock was pronounced dead. The St. Andrews Central Police are investigating. The Advanced Television Systems Committee at the ATSC announced the dates for an upcoming ATSC 3.0 Jamaica Boot Camp and Seminar. The event will take place on July 11 to 14, 2022 at the Ocean Coral Spring Resort and Conference Center in Trelawney. ATSC is collaborating with a Jamaica DSO Regulatory and Technical Committee, the Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica, and the Spectrum Management Authority to produce the event. The first day and a half of the event will be an in-depth technical workshop intended for station engineers who are getting ready to launch ATSC 3.0. The remaining 2.5 days will provide attendees with an overview of ATSC 3.0 technology and the opportunities it can facilitate for the benefit of the Jamaican people. The seminar is for a broad audience of regulators, engineers, station managers, and government authorities. Executive Director of the Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica and Chairman of the Digital Switchover Regulatory Technical Committee, Cordell Green, said, quote, Jamaica is now joined South Korea and the USA in pioneering the deployment of ATSC 3.0, which is Next Generation TV, the world's latest and most advanced television transmission standard, end quote. In an attempt to curb the congestion in the town of Lucy, Hanover, the police have taken a joint operation that seeks to restore order in the area by focusing on vendors who occupy no vending spots, as well as ensuring that motorists adhere to road traffic rules. The revelation was made by Assistant Superintendent of Police assigned to Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch in Kingston, Delon Lewis.
Joint special operation is currently in the parish of Hanover. Today, right, we are here partnering with the Hanover Traffic Department, assisting them in curbing some of the issues, the daily issues that are affecting traffic operations in general within the parish, especially within the various townships. This is a town that carries a heavy volume of traffic along this North Coast belt, right, from Montego Bay into the Negril area, right. A lot of public passenger vehicles operate in this area, those that operate in the Juta service and otherwise. And we are here assisting the department, you know, in terms of issuing various traffic tickets for various breaches, right. We are here with the ITA personnel from the Island Traffic Authority, right. This ITA personnel is examining most of the vehicles to identify any specific defects, and where defects are identified, the motorists, the operators are prosecuted, and in some instances their plates are removed until the defects are remedied. It's a zero tolerance operation. We look at also the public order issue that are present in this township where, I mean, people are vending almost everywhere on the sidewalks and in areas that are not permitted for vending. So we pay attention to those breaches as well.
He highlighted that the operation targets areas that are in need of intervention based on the data available to the police.
The operations are data-driven. So from a data perspective, when we look at the data as to what is happening within the different divisions, then we use that data to see where our efforts are needed mostly, and we target those areas. Right? Along these major thoroughfares, especially along the North Coast Highway, we have a lot of fatal collisions that are occurring. And as a result of that, our efforts are focused on those highways as well, right? Especially along the North Coast belt between Lucy and the Negril area.
He hopes this operation will serve as a warning for all motorists so they can live within the boundaries outlined by the law.
We're expecting that our efforts here today will send a signal to the motorists who are, you know, reputed offenders, right? Those who are not conforming to the road traffic rules. With the prosecution that we are conducting for these offences that we are identifying, we are expecting that it sends a message to them so that they change the way how they operate, right, and conform with the law. We notice a lot of the public passenger vehicles also are defective in a way where their front windscreen are almost shattered and they are still operating them on the road, right? And those are serious defects that the ITA persons are identifying and are removing the plates until they are remedied.
He pointed to some of the removal of 50 license plates from defective vehicles since the operation took place.
Right, since the operation started, we would have removed over 50 registration plates from vehicles that were identified by the Island Traffic Authority Motor Vehicle Inspector for various defects. I mean, we're seeing a lot of vehicles with badly damaged tires, and this is a serious issue, right? Bad tires are so susceptible to various kind of hazards on the roadways, such as accidents, right? The fact that the weather changes from time to time, we have to ensure that we have proper tires on the vehicle to mitigate against these conditions that ever changes without any warning in some instances. So we are just employing on motorists to ensure that your vehicles are roadworthy in terms of proper tires and ensure that there are no mechanical or electrical defects that can be identified, right? In the event that the vehicle have to participate in an inspection by the Island Traffic Authority personnel.
A St. Catherine man described as a spiritual leader has been charged in connection with sexual assault of a minor. The police say the offenses were allegedly committed on Friday, May 6, 2022, during an exorcism. 42-year-old Joma Hepburn of Gordon Boulevard in Spanish Town has been charged by detectives assigned to the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse with rape, grievous sexual assault, and sexual touching of a child. The police report that the child was sent to Hepburn for him to perform an exorcism. It is being alleged that during the exercise, he committed sexual acts, including rape. A report was subsequently made to the police, and Hepburn was arrested and later charged. A court date is to be finalized. In other news this evening, the National Council for Taxi Associations, NCOTA, cited yesterday's development at the Transport Authority's Western Regional Office as a very unfortunate occurrence. They have subsequently called on the Minister of Transport and Mining, Audley Shaw, and Chairman Mr. Shukair to intervene as a matter of urgency in getting the situation resolved. They noted that over the period that Mr. Willard Hilton has been the Transport Authority, great improvements have been achieved in the delivery of service and the introduction of technology, which allows easier interaction between the Transport Authority, the associations, and the general public. NCOTA added that to have Mr. Hilton leave at this time would be a retrograde step. There have been allegations surrounding Mr. Hilton's imminent resignation, which caused an uproar within the organization yesterday. Meanwhile, members of the Hackney Carriage fraternity expressed their discontent at the recent resignation of Mr. Willard Hilton as the managing director of the Transport Authority. They indicated that they are aware that the actions of a few rogue employees had forced the decision to be taken by the managing director, and said those employees should not have free rein but should go. They say the absence of such leadership will leave an indelible mark, and as such, they are appealing to the authorities to rescind the resignation of Mr. Willard Hilton. Jamaica reported 92 new cases of COVID-19 and 8 fatalities on Tuesday, according to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. This pushed the total number of cases of the virus since the start of the pandemic to 141,873 and the death toll to 3,106. The newly reported cases were 60 females and 32 males with ages ranging from 4 months to 87 years. The country also recorded 129 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 90,180. And those are the stories making the news this evening. I'm Nicole Hales. Thanks for watching.